Hi, welcome to Help You Math. Let's look at a problem right here to determine the area of the region bounded by four functions. The first one is f of x equals to x to the third, g of x equals to x, and x equals to -2, x equals to 5. Let's start thinking about how to determine the bounded area of the functions. All right, let's look at first. We're going to have x on xy axis. Let's just think about there's a function we have. Okay. So example right here, we have two functions. They have two intersection points right here. And the bounded area, of course, gonna be right here. Let's look at the left side. It's not gonna be coding bounded because it's gonna be go all the way up and down. In order to be bounded, we can have one more function cross it. Let's call right here 1. So that's going to be x equals to 1. Now we have area which is bounded by the three functions. Now the question is, how about the area right here? If we take integration, it's going to be negative. Remember, if we do a subtraction, we subtract a negative area, we will receive a positive answer. Right. So the idea we have right now is basically we take an integration, we use the top function, subtract the bottom function, then we're always going to get a positive value. Then we can have a positive area we are looking for because we are looking for the area. Okay, let's start our problem right here. First, let's just think about that my math is not very good, so I don't know how the graph looks like. But first thing we're gonna do will be, okay, let's look for the intersections between the functions. So in order to find the intersection between the functions, we first set up the function to be the same. So I'm gonna set up f of x equals to g of x. We have to solve x to the third, which is f of x equals to x. That's g of x. I'm gonna subtract x from right side. Let's do the basic factoring. Factor x, I'm gonna have x squared minus 1. Let's do the difference of squares. I'm gonna get x plus 1, x minus 1 equals to 0. Now I get three solutions. So could it be 0, could it be -1, could it be 1. Now let's look at more values we have, -2 and 5. So let me give a number 9 right here. Just help me to know where I should look for. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 5. So -1, 0, 1 right here are the intersections between f of x and g of x. A -2 will be the intersection between the three functions, -2, f of x, and g of x. I don't really care because I don't know how the graph looks like. Now, I just want to know each part of the interval I have. I know which function is on the top. Since I don't know the graph, how can I tell which function is on top? There's one way to do it is, let's just plug in some values to find out which function is the y value will give us a bigger. If the y value is bigger, then the function will be on the top. Now let's look at it from 1 to 5 because it's positive, might be easier to look at it. So I'm gonna think about, okay, I'm gonna testing 2. So basically I'm trying to figure out f of 2 and g of 2. So f of 2 is 2 to the third and g of 2 just 2. It's very clear that in this part f of x is bigger than g of x. Remember we have intersection and a 1 right here. So I know g of x is bigger than f of x. Right? Think about when you going up and going down. So the two functions after intersect, then the one going up will going up, the one moving down will moving down. They're gonna change up and down afterwards. So right now I believe g of x is gonna be on the top right here, but I'm gonna do a check. So I'm gonna have a half to help me to check it. So that's gonna be f of a half, which is 1 over 2 to the third. G of a half, that's going to be a half. So 1 over 2 to the third, that's going to be 1 over 8. So of course, g of x is bigger because one piece I give to 8 people or one piece I give 2 people, you get more from here. All right, so this part, g of x, bigger than f of x. You can do the same way to apply to this part and this part. Now we have the 4 parts to give the final answer to find the error which is bounded by the 4 functions. Right, I'm gonna say error equals to from -2 to -1 plus error from -1 to 0 plus 0 to 1 plus 1 to 5. So each part we're going to show which function comes first, which function is going to be the second. The first function will be the function on top. Of course, after I know which function on the top, I can easily finish the error by using the integrations for each part. How about the one we start, which is last part from 1 to 5, and we know 2 to the third function f of x is bigger, that's on the top. Subtract g of x. Now you may ask me, oh, why were we doing that? I know how the two functions looks like. Of course, you can graph the function and finish this much easier. So let's say I know how the function looks like on the graph. Let's graph it. The graph may not be looks very good. I just want everybody to understand the idea, right? So that's going to be 0 intersection right here. That's going to be 1 somewhere here. And we have straight line passing through the 3 points. Okay, right here. So that's going to be 1. This is 0. This one going to be -1. Okay, so for -2 right here, we can just think about that. The straight line going to be on the top. For the 5 somewhere away, of course, the x to the third will be on the top. So now, by using the graph, I can finish the error from -2 to -1. We're going to have straight line on the top. That's going to be g of x, subtract f of x, dx. So no matter you use a graph or use the plug-in method, we just did it, we're both gonna find the answers to be the same. And the one I have here, I don't have space. I'm gonna put right here, that's gonna be 0 to 1. And g of x subtract f of x dx. Okay, we're gonna finish right here because our idea right here just show you how to find the error, not for the calculation. So you can calculate by yourself. Thank you for watching.